You've been doing this, whatever this is for you, but you've been doing it inside of an idea of how someone else thinks it should be done, and then wondering why it doesn't really feel like yours. I was just having this conversation the other day because she did not feel like she could live up to the standard of how her mom did everything. Meanwhile, she's over here barely struggling to do half of it. And friend, it's only because no one ever told us to reconcile our idea of a mom in order for us to be our own unique expression of a mom. And when we spend our whole lives performing up to some standard that we were never really meant to live by, we end up exhausted beyond belief and never feeling like we are living our own authentic life. So, friend, in case no one has reminded you, you don't have to do it their way. So, let's really get into it. So, today I'm talking motherhood because I'm making this video on Mother's Day. So, if you are a mom or you serve in a motherly figure, then happy Mother's Day. But let's not just make it only apply to parenthood, because honestly, this can apply to any area of our life. So go ahead and take a pause for the cause and just recognize where you might be feeling this showing up in an area of your life, because it can show up in parenthood. It can end up showing up in your career, in your relationships. This can show up anywhere, friend. It does not discriminate. And it just really ties into a conversation that I was just having the other day with someone who felt like she was barely getting by with everything that had to be done between working and taking care of her kid and all of the things. And how she just could not even fathom how her mom was able to do it all, raising her and her siblings. And there is so much comparison that happens, especially when you have a phenomenal example of that particular role in your life. And hands down, being a parent is one of the most important roles or titles that you can ever fill. And that's exactly what it is. It's a role, it's a title. And the beautiful thing about it is that you are the one who makes it special. You are the one who gets to add your own seasoning, your own flair. You add your own personality, your own mix to it. You are the one who breathes life into that role and that title. And you really do get to do it your own way. So, if you are feeling like you've been handed the blueprint and you've been trying to follow it to the T, and now it's feeling like you've hit a ceiling, friend, let's not create a cage that we don't have to live in, okay? Your mom or whoever it is who fulfilled the role, they did it their way. Eventually, we all end up doing it our way. And some of us do hit that uncomfortable phase where you're like, this just doesn't really feel like me. And that is really your indication that it's time to bring more of yourself into it, bring your heart into it, bring in all of those quirky and special things about you that make you the amazing person you are. Bring those into the titles and roles that you fill. And especially nowadays, it's so easy to compare. But really, friend, there is no comparison, okay? It would be like taking two paintings and calling them the same just because they've used the same colors. And we all know that you can create various pictures with the same color palette. So it's not the colors that really make the art what it is. It's the artiste, if you will. So if you are feeling like you have just hit the ceiling, if you feel like you are caged up, friend, it is okay. You can release yourself, lay down the comparison, because trying to live up to someone else's standard when it isn't your own, you just end up creating your own level of suffering. And we don't need any help with any of that, okay? Life, the world, things can be hard enough on their own. It doesn't need any help. So I definitely encouraged her to be her own version of what she thinks an amazing mom is. What feels right for her this season in her life? What is a priority for her in this season of life? You know, as a parent, you know that you have kids and they go through various stages, and what you do for them when they are small, like toddler age, is very different than what you do for them in their teenage years. But it's so important to think about, who is it that I want to be as a mother? Because if we let comparison, circumstances, or even other people's choices dictate the kind of mom that you will be, then you are guaranteed to find yourself misaligned. You were just guaranteeing that at some point you're going to wake up and realize, like, I don't even like the way that this feels. So define for yourself what your priorities are in that role, and then operate from that place. When you can do that, that is you standing in your own power as a parent. That is you defining for yourself how you want to show up as a mom. Because let me tell you, life will throw circumstances at you. You are going to deal with some attitudes from some kids, okay? But when all of those things show up, if you can go back to the core of who you want to be as a mom and how you want to show up in that role, you will be so pleased with the way that you show up when you are the one defining what that looks like. And you're not allowing things to just wave you over here and wave you over there, because you've identified who you want to be as a mom. And that really has been a compass that has helped me to make plenty of decisions in motherhood. The first thing that I'm asking myself is not based on somebody else's actions, not based on how somebody chose to be, but who is it that I want to be in this season of motherhood? What is really important to me as a mom? Because when you let that guide you through, it doesn't matter what the outcome or the results may be, you will be pleased with how you showed up in that role. And that really goes for anything. It is beyond just parenthood. It can apply to your relationships. It's how you want to show up as a partner. It isn't just based on how your partner is acting or maybe what they've chosen to do or not do for that matter, because you don't allow things outside of you to dictate how you should be showing up as a partner. You've already decided that for yourself, and you allow that to guide you. Not feelings, not emotions, not circumstances, not based on how somebody else is acting and then you decide to match energy. Okay. But really, who did you say that you wanted to be? And use that as your guiding principle to guide you through. It will bring you so much peace. It will bring you so much presence, because you keep coming back to your heart. You keep coming back to what's important to you. And the more that you can operate from that place, the happier you will be with your life. So good. On a day like today, I can't help but think about my mom and my granny, who were the biggest role models of motherhood in my life. And I will definitely tell you that when it comes to me being the kind of mom that I want to be, it is heavily influenced by my mom, my granny, and other amazing moms that I've witnessed and experienced growing up. I definitely have some of them all in the mix, plus a whole lot of me. And that is the beauty of defining a role for yourself, for you to decide who you want to be within that role. And it did take me quite some time to get a handle on that within my own motherhood. I think that, as my kids were smaller, I definitely leaned a lot on my mom and my granny for their guidance and their wisdom. And as I grew into a mom for my babies, then I definitely started adding more of my own unique way of showing up as a mom and being intentional about who I wanted to be as a mom. We are always tasked with that, no matter what role or title it is that we are living into. But it's always such a delight when you can look back and recognize that you were intentional about how you decided to show up, that you are proud of how you have lived into your roles and responsibilities and all of the titles that you carry. Because what makes all of them special is what you bring to the table. It's your own unique essence that you infuse into them because you are the one who gives it life. Otherwise, it's just another title. But you being your own unique, very inspirational person that you are. I'm thinking of Solange. She was like, I'm unique and inspirational. That's each one of us. But we bring our own personality, our own preferences, our own presence into everything that we do, especially when we are intentional about it. You don't just have to take someone's blueprint of something and apply it to your life verbatim. You have an opportunity to add in your own variety, as you should. I encourage you to. Definitely take the examples that have been set before you, take the best of what you've seen and experienced and witnessed yourself, but make sure to also add your own best because that is what people remember. That is what resonates with other people's hearts. That is what builds beautiful connection and relationships. It's when you allow yourself to show up as the person, the partner that you want to be in any capacity that you need to within your life. So, I hope that you have thought about where this is showing up for you in your life. And let me go ahead and give you your journal prompt. Okay. Whose version of this have you been performing? And what would your own version actually look like? Because, friend, you get to do it your way. I have to use my sister as an example here really quickly because she loves to take her kids on cruises. That's one of their highlight vacations that they do. And my niece and nephew, they absolutely love it because they get their yes days where no matter what they ask for, the answer is yes. So if they want ice cream for breakfast, the answer is yes. And that is not something that my mom ever did, okay? And mind me to talk to her about that when I make it up to heaven. But that is her being her own unique expression as a mom. And that is what creates so much beautiful color into our lives is when we remember that we get to grant ourselves permission to be who we are within every role and responsibility that we have. So, when you're journaling about this, remember to grant yourself some grace, okay? No shame, no shade, and no judgment, okay? Just be kind to yourself and explore how this is showing up for you and give yourself a chance to discover how you want to be showing up in this particular area of your life. Because, friend, the pen is in your hand. And you get to write this story any way you want. Okay, meet me in the comments and tell me, finish this sentence, okay? My own version of this looks like. Friend, let's hear it in the comments. I can't wait to meet you there and celebrate with you and continue the conversation, friend, because this is the beginning to you designing how you show up in this role, in this area of your life. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear what you got going on, okay? Well, friend, I hope that you loved this video. I hope it's given you a different perspective to look at things. And I can't wait to hear how this resonated with you. So make sure that you drop me a comment. Okay, friend? Again, happy Mother's Day if you are a mother or someone serving in a nurturing capacity. Because listen, the aunties be like a second mama. There's god mamas, there's all types of mamas, grandmamas, all the mamas. So, celebrating you today. I hope that it's been wonderful. And, friend, as I always love to remind you at this time, I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I can't wait to connect with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.